What's up, everybody? I'm Josh Meek, the Uber Geek. Thank you very much for joining me here on Pretty Dece, your daily entertainment and pop culture podcast. It is some big times in Marvel movie news because we got the first Marvel Avengers Infinity War trailer yesterday. So I've watched this thing a ton of times since it has dropped, and let's dissect it. So if you haven't watched it yet, go check it out. If you're watching the video version of Pretty Dece, which you can find on YouTube by searching for Pretty Dece, I'm playing it behind me so you can kind of see some of the imagery as we talk. I don't want to get into kind of the story aspect of it. I just want to point out some of the things that I thought were just like super hype from this trailer, because they show off a lot of stuff that gets me way excited, and there's a lot that I can't wait for this film. You know, we had just talked about Justice League, and Justice League was amazing. I love exactly what DC is doing with Justice League. I love the world that they're building, but this movie, if it delivers on kind of the promises of this trailer here, is going to be incredible. Marvel's going to raise that bar again, even after Justice League kind of was trying to inch it up. So first of all, my first takeaway with this Avengers movie is that Marvel has a massive cast at this point. When you just kind of run down through who you see in this trailer, who's going to show up in this Avengers film, it's incredible. There's like 24, 25 different people that are just kind of on the Avengers team that at some point in this movie are going to show up and be a part of it. That is wild. That's a lot of people over, 10 years of the Marvel universe here in film that we're putting together. And this is really a culmination, because Marvel has said several times now that this is kind of a finale for this chapter of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They have like 20 more films planned in the works, and of course many more will come after that, but they do want to kind of put an end to a lot of the stories that are happening here. So, people are expecting like heroes to die, for example, in this movie. And that will kind of usher in a new set of heroes, a whole new era. So this is it. This is them pulling out all of the stops, and we get to see some really cool things. We get to see a human Vision. So Vision actually turned human. Later in the trailer, he's not, and he's having some bad things happen to him, and Infinity Gem pulled out of his forehead, so doesn't seem great for him. We get some shots of Peter Parker as Spider-Man. We get to actually see the hairs on his arm raise up. We get to see his spider sense tingle. That was something we didn't really get much of, if at all, in the Spider-Man film, as it's come out so far. So it's really nice to get to see that aspect of the Spider-Man character, because it's kind of such a big part of Spider-Man, right? The like spider senses tingling, that whole thing, him being able to be one step ahead. So I like that we really got to see that. You see the hairs on his arm raise up, he turns, and then the rest of the bus turns. Like, he gets to be the first one to kind of see that, take that in. I thought that was a really nice touch. We also get to see some of the new Spider-Man suit. We got a taste of it, of course, before. It's super shiny. It's kind of like an Iron Spider type deal. It looks gorgeous in this film. It's a different take on Spider-Man, but boy, is that a sharp-looking suit in all of the HD glory that this trailer is bringing us. I'm super excited to see Thanos just toss Spider-Man around willy-nilly while he's wearing that suit. It's gonna be really good. Speaking of Thanos, he looks fantastic. Josh Brolin is portraying him, and just that shot where he steps out of his portal and sort of like kind of like looks around, like assesses the surroundings to see like what he's going to conquer first, is menacing. It's really incredible. It's awesome to see Thanos in the daylight, really, for the first time. It's awesome to see him interact with other heroes, and really, much like Superman in the Justice League movie, you truly get a sense of just how powerful Thanos is with the way he seems to manhandle all the heroes that he interacts with. We also get some really awesome lines from Thanos. He talks about how it's fun, and there's really good stuff. So I'm really looking forward to Thanos just pontificating while he, just brutalizes all of the heroes that he encounters. That's going to be great. We get some awesome lines from Black Panther even in this trailer, even though we haven't seen his standalone movie. Probably the standout in the trailer is when he yells, "Get this man a shield," and then a bearded Captain America walks out from the shadows. What an awesome return. What an awesome way to kind of like bring that guy back in after Civil War and kind of all the stuff you've put him through in the cinematic universe. Like, get that man a shield. That's such a cool line. That's a line people are going to be quoting for years and years as we go. And, you know, speaking of arm ornaments, if you will, we get a good look at the Infinity Gauntlet that Thanos is assembling. Of course, he is slotting in the Infinity Gems. We get to see the stones as he's putting them on the glove, and it looks great. And, you know, that really made me think about how cool it was that Marvel has very slowly introduced all of these separate Infinity Gems over the movies, over the years. This has been a story that's gone on for, again, almost 10 years. It's been woven just expertly through all these films. Super impressive that like something has taken that long and has come to such awesome execution so far. And it's so rewarding as a fan watching him slot that stone onto the glove, just knowing like, okay, yeah, I know where that stone came from. And that stone, I know where it came from. And like everything feels so much more heavy because we've gone through so many hours of Marvel movies setting this up. And it's a really, really rewarding thing to have gone through as a fan. Of course, we see the massive battle in Wakanda as a part of this. Again, truly feels climactic, truly feels like something that we were building up to. It's something on a scale, even the invasion in New York in Avengers 1 kind of pales in comparison to what we see on this battlefield in Wakanda. So I'm very excited for all the stuff that happens there. It seems like the Avengers are kind of fighting on multiple fronts here. We've got stuff happening in New York, we've got stuff happening in Wakanda, and of course we have the Guardians of the Galaxy coming in from space. Of course, the Marvel space-faring contingent shows up, and Thor is there. We get to see Thor with the eye patch. I love that we're finally merging these worlds because, you know, the Guardians are my favorite stuff in the cinematic universe right now, and I'm really, really excited to get to see all of those characters interact with all of the regular Avengers, including Thor. So that's going to be super exciting, and yeah, Thor with the eye patch just looks fantastic. And then finally, the thing that really struck me in this movie, which was kind of a really beautiful thing, is the Avengers theme, the actual song. You know, I'm not a huge movie score guy. I can appreciate a good movie theme. I can appreciate a good movie score, but it's not something that I often clue into. And when you get the title card in this trailer and you get what is recognizable as the Avengers theme, it really hit me that like, wow, like I know that piece of music to be the Avengers. I recognize that as the Avengers theme. And outside of Star Wars, you don't get a lot of like pieces of music, handful of notes put together that you can instantly recognize as like, that's that movie. I totally get it. And it's super impressive that really, without me even noticing, Marvel has done exactly that with the Avengers theme. It's really cool that that's something that's run through all of these movies, and, you know, you've just kind of absorbed via osmosis. So that alone, like those few notes that make up that Avengers theme, got me more hyped than almost anything else in this trailer. So this is certainly going to warrant, before this movie comes out, a marathon for me of all of the Marvel movies, just to close this chapter of the Marvel Cinematic Universe out. I'm beyond excited to see this. I'm beyond excited to see what happens, to see what they do, to see who comes to an end, to see what they kind of set up for future directions. I think we're going to be in for a lot of surprises, and I think we're going to be in for some sadness too, maybe, as some heroes die. But a lot to look forward to as we get closer to the release of this movie. So that's going to do it for Pretty Dece for today. Thank you very much for joining me along for this complete nerd out about the Infinity War trailer. Make sure that you like Pretty Dece on Facebook. You can find that at facebook.com/PrettyDeceShow. Of course, follow me on Twitter at PrettyDeceShow. And finally, visit PrettyDeceShow.com. You can find all of the past video episodes there and find links to all of the social networks and stuff like that. So make sure that you check back again tomorrow. We'll be back for daily episodes. And also make sure you hit that subscribe button so you're always notified when a new episode gets posted. Thanks.